Marks is Hilula this week here on 8th of Tishrei, naturally Chet Tishrei. He passed away in English year 1986. He was born right at the start of the 20th century in 100 respectively. He was a great Darshan. He was a Rosh Yeshiva in Marrakesh, also in Casablanca in Morocco, and very, very, very great rabbi in of itself. So much can be said within regards to him. Now, he was born, I believe, he came from great rabbinic auspices. I believe his father's name, so he was born from Chashiva and also Abraham, I think in Marrakesh, in Morocco, towards the start, right at the start of the 20th century, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I think he was a fourth generation, if I'm not mistaken, of another famous rabbi we've spoken about before here on the series. We always see about the linkage of great heritage between various different family members, and this very much is a great example of that. I believe Rabbi Shoshana, if I'm not mistaken, was a great grandfather of his, if I'm not mistaken. He was a Dor Rabbi Shmuel Shoshana. Let's say something about him very quickly. He happened to have passed away in 1823, we're talking about 77 years before he himself had been born. He was great Posek Halacha, Shluchei Rabbanan, head of Jewish court, a rabbi in Tiberias. Astoundingly, also had been from Marrakesh in Morocco also, and was living at a time period where there was caliber of rabbis such as Rabbi Yitzchak Abulafia, for example, one of the great rabbis at Tiberias in of itself at that point in time, Rabbi Aaron Al-Khadif, and Rabbi Raphael Arziha Kohen, and various other great rabbis. So that is very, very interesting. He was living in that point in time. Actually, it was so great, Rabbi Shmuel Shoshana, among his Talmidim, I think, at that point in time, or people that were in his generation that really aspired to him, was Rabbi David Amado and Rabbi Shlomo Hakim, really great rabbanim. So very interesting enough. So we see that, I believe he was fourth generation after Rav Shmuel Shoshana, Rav Zevulan Shoshana was itself, but just shows how impressive the line in of itself is. So that's interesting. So while he was young, Rav Zevulan, he would learn Torah in Yeshiva of Rabbi Eliezer Halevi of Marrakesh. Now, he's another rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before. Rabbi Eliezer Halevi happened to be a Rosh Yeshiva and one of the great rabbis in Marrakesh at that point in time, and was obviously known for the great Torah book called Avodat Halevi. This was a book on the Shas, respectively. And I think we've spoken about it on various occasions before. Now, he would also learn halacha under auspices of Rabbi Mordechai Korkos, another great rabbi. We actually recorded a video not so long ago. His Hilula was on the 7th of Tammuz, but he passed away in 1954 and was once again also Abed in head of Jewish court, Rosh Yeshiva in Marrakesh, and just a really brilliant rabbi in of itself. I think he had students like Rabbi Yair Chafuta, also another rabbi we've spoken about before, Rabbi Chaim Biton and Rabbi Baruch Sabai. So those were great rabbis of that specific generation in itself. I recommend everyone to look within regards to him. So there was learning there. Now he would get married, I think, to Phoebe. She happened to be the daughter of Rav Moshe Abarzel, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they would have 8 children, if I'm not mistaken. And he would go on, I think, to become a Rosh Yeshiva in Marrakesh, respectively, and was known for his grandiose sermons, let's just say, in of itself. Now, I think, come on, 1951 it was, he would eventually move to Casablanca. Remember, Casablanca also had a famous Torah community over there. And he would work as a ram for, I think, 15 years inside the yeshiva over there. 1964 would finally see him make Aliyah to Eretz Israel, to land of Israel in itself. He would live and settle in Kiryat Gat, respectively, over there, and will continue, let's just say, progress within regards to his study. I think he had prominent position. He was in close correspondence with Rab Moshe Atiyah also. And he would give over various different Shirei Torah classes all throughout his time periods, respectively. And sadly, he passed away on the 8th of Tishrei, 1986. He was approximately about 86 years of age at the time he passed away. He was buried, I would think, in the Beit Almin Har Zaitim, in Har Zaitim burial plot in Jerusalem, Mount of Olives burial plot. Now, let's explore some of his books. We're going to expound on a few highlights of the books in a minute. Among the books includes Mateh Zvulun, which is Perushim and Drashot on the Torah and the Mishlei. Mateh Zvulun is a Perush on the Torah, respectively. I think that was printed in Heitavshin Lamed Tet, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe later on through Machon Ofek in Heitavshin Pei Aleph. Kodesh Hilulim. This was a book on the Tehillim, on the book of Psalms. Chidushim al Mesachet Kiddushim. This was, I think, Nitfas Besof Sefer Or HaGanuz Chelek Bet, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very interesting. So let's explore a bit more with regards to him. There's a lot actually chronicled over about the famous rabbi in itself. Remember, we're talking about a rabbi that came from a famous rabbinic dynasty, the dynasty of the Zebulun family, which we've spoken about on various occasions before, which we also have to point out here on the series over here. Just the brilliance within regards to the Rabbanim. It's always a privilege to speak about them. There's, I think on the Haimi website itself, it would give over various different highlights of the books, which he had actually printed. So we point out, in of itself, remember 8th of Tishrei is his Hilula, just to point out. Again, now among the highlights of the books, they stand out. There's a teaching I think gave in the Kodesh Hilulim book on this was a book on Tehillim. I think it was printed in 1996. מלמד, כשיש לו חלק עם כולם, בזה יש לו פדיון נפשו מכל דין. This was one of the teachings. Another teaching that gives over on the book of Mishlei, I think in the Mateh Zvulun. מלמד, שמי שאין לו ממה ליתן צדקה, מתברך בפיוסו בדברים. This, yeah, I think that comes from page 165, over there, if I'm not mistaken. מלמד, שהצדקה מראה אחדותם, ובזה נאה ליחיד, להציל היחיד. This comes from Mateh Zvulun, once again, חלק א' in, I think, ריש ט' ו'. Another teaching, מלמד, שבלימוד דיני כל מצווה נחשב כאילו קיים את כולו. This comes from, once again, the Mateh Zvulun from the book of Mishlei, I think on Amud Gimel over there. מלמד, מנהג האבות מוטבע בבנים עד סוף כל הדורות. This is once again on the Kodesh HaHilulim, I think from page Reish Mem Bet to Reish Nun Gimel. And last teaching from his book, this is once again Kodesh HaHilulim. מלמד, לא רק שתבוא תפילתו לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא, אלא גם יאזין לרינתו. Another important teaching there from Reish Samach Tet, respectively. So much has been come from, I think his father was also Chacham Avram in of itself. And it's actually, his father was a very, very important man also, we also have to point out over here inside this video, just like really the brilliance of the family continues. Yeah, I think he was a city, yeah. His father, I think, was one of the benefactors of the generation. He was, I think, quite wealthy, also famous for his righteousness. And it's reported over his parents actually raised, also I'll state it in Hebrew, what it said over there. It says, Horav gidlo bebeitam yatumim v'yatumot. I think they would raise orphans also inside their house, which is important. Just shows the greatness within regards to them. And it was obviously connected to some of the great rabbis, let's just say, of respectively of Marrakesh. I think Rabbi Zevulan Shoshana would head, it was known as, I think, the largest yeshiva in Marrakesh at that point in time. And remember, he was very well known for his grandiose sermons, which he had pointed out on various occasions before. So he passed away on the 8th of Tishrei. It's going to be his Hilula over here, and learn more about the great rabbis from yesteryear over here, friends. Now, friends, we're a community here. We're exploring the videos and biographies of great rabbis. We try and record the videos at the time of the rabbis' Hilula, the Chacham's Hilula, and just very, very important to do that. We've already recorded approximately 1,300 videos of different great Chachamim of yesteryear. Some of them maybe from great Chachamim from even up to 1,000 years ago usually, or we'll record even rabbis that recently passed away. Also, we see the importance within regards to speaking about them. And not just this, we're close to 7,500 subscribers. So please, asking you all a favor, please subscribe to the channel now. We are a community here. And we're not just recording videos about great Chachamim of yesteryear. Another project we're working on this website is we record a burst of inspiration from great rabbi here in modern day, where they will share some information for us to power our day. We also record videos of famous Shivat Torah academies. We try and look at various other places also of importance that have been, let's just say, famed all throughout time. And yeah, it's Very, very interesting. Just to say something else about Rabbi Shoshana. Rabbi Shoshana, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was I just got this. I think was also his son. Was a son of Rabbi Zevulan Shoshana. He was born. Just say a word with regards to him. I believe in the year maybe in 1940, if I'm not mistaken, and he would go on to become also a brilliant person in of itself. I think maybe we should speak about him also at the time period of his Hilula. I think he was writing different editions of information with regards to the famous Rishonim. I think Feldheim publishers will actually print some of his teachings, if I'm not mistaken. I think he found the Ofek Institute, if I'm not mistaken, which will promote Torah study and literature, and that's interesting. And would write, I think, writings with regards to even the Ramchal, if I'm not mistaken, and various other importances in of itself. And he was a very, very famous rabbi. I think they say after Rav Avram, if I'm not mistaken, Avram Shoshana passed away. I think Avram Shoshana, I believe I'm not too sure the exact date he passed away, if I'm not too sure, but I think. Yeah, I'll have to find out. Maybe he's still alive, so that's information I'll have to find out. So, he would also make Aliyah at the age of 1964. Actually, to be honest, Rabbi Avram Shoshana, from what I hear, is still alive. He's 85 years of age, obviously, at present, and was once again a very, very much a great rabbi, which I recommend everyone to learn more with in regards to. So, friends, please subscribe to the channel. We're nearing 7,500 subscribers over here. Learn more about the great Chachamim of yesteryear, and we mentioned about a lot of great rabbis today in today's video, which obviously is very, very let's just say important and integral within regards to this series, friends. So so wishing you all well. Shabbat Brach. Take care. And we just finished Parshat Vayelech this week. We just came out of, and Bez Hashem, it's only going to be 2 days away to Yom Kippur. So it's very, very, let's say the most important time period of the year. We're in the middle of Aseret Yeshua. Let's make the most of this time period, and Bez Hashem, we're going to see good things for Am Yisrael, and just Bez Hashem brachot for all of you. So take care. Thanks for watching, and be well.